BookTube land. Joyce Danny here with, actually I'm in my hometown of Jersey City, which is weird because we normally don't get events like this. Well, we get book signings, but we don't get a book signing of this high caliber. I will show you why. Jersey City has the only tri-state appearance of Stephen King, who was promoting his third book in the Bill Hodges trilogy, End of Watch. Yeah, take that, New York. And I'm back. Okay, so I am now at the back of the line, and let me show you the line for the lovely event for Stephen King. It's all the way down there, all the way around, and loops all the way around to the front. Yeah.
And there's a dick in the top. Well, it's 2 days from now. Anyways, it's been 2 days, and then it was in 1 day, and I didn't sleep much that night, but I wrote the scene to the best of my ability, and I was pretty scared. If somebody had come up behind me, I would have gone right through the fucking roof. The other time that I was really scared about something I wrote was, let's see, how do I tell this story? I was actually going to England on the SST with my family. This was, man, I don't know, a long time ago, probably back in the end of the 70s and beginning of the 80s. And I fell asleep during the trip, which is a bad idea when you're going a long distance like that. That jet lag catches right up to it. And I had a dream about a woman who had a pig, and the pig was named after her favorite character in some writer's books. And I thought to myself, you know, there might be a short story in this. So we got to England, and we stayed at Brown's Hotel in downtown London, and my kids and my wife conked right off, no problem whatsoever. And I couldn't sleep. I couldn't sleep to save my life. And so finally I got up, I got dressed, I went downstairs, and I said to the manager, part of the reason was jet lag, but part of the reason was this story was, you know, kind of like kicking at the door and wanting to come out. So I said to the concierge in the hotel, is there a place where I could write and get a cup of tea? And he said, yes, sir, up here on the first floor landing. This is a beautiful desk. Man, you should have seen this. This was the most gorgeous goddamn desk you ever saw in your life. Rosewood, beautiful. Oh, man, it was British, man. I sat there and I wrote for 6 hours straight, longhand. They brought me pots of tea and pots of tea. The first thing that I wrote was these words, even in the haze, I am your #1 fan. The scary lady is coming. And I did. I managed to scare myself pretty well when I was writing that. But you know, 6 hours later, I was ready to go to sleep. I took my paper and I went down. And I thanked the concierge and I said, you know, that's the most beautiful desk I've ever seen in my life. Thank you so much. And he said, why, thank you, sir. That was Rudyard Kipling's desk. He died on this desk. What a fucking hemorrhage, brain. And I sat there all night and wrote. I didn't even know. So, you know, love the Red Sox. That's fine. I go to Fenway Park every time I get a chance, and I always get recognized there. So finally I decided I'm going to wear a different kind of hat. I'm going to wear a Cleveland Indians hat. I'm going to have a mustache. I'm going to wear sunglasses. So I did those things, and this little kid, about 7 years old, goes, look, Ma, it's Stephen King in sunglasses. Once it happens, it happens, but it's not supposed to happen. It's not not the way God planned it, because writers are supposed to be secret agents. You know, we're supposed to be the guys who keep true life, and we look and we see what you're up to, and then we try to do something with that. And I'm not, even to this day, I'm not used to getting looked at, although it's always great to have a one-on-one. I'm going to have, we're just going to get questions that are going to come up here and ask me some questions, and we'll do that for a little while. But I do want to tell you, people say, how do you get your ideas? And that's part of the mystery too. It's usually one thing clicks off another, and it goes from there. And I was in South Carolina, I think. I like to drive between Florida and Maine. Just get on the turnpike, you know, turn the radio up to 11, pull the knobs off. Listen to a lot of loud rock and roll. And so I stopped. Usually it's 3 nights on the way back. And I stopped in South Carolina, and they had a story on the local news about a woman who had run her car into a line of job seekers at McDonald's. And this was shortly after the big recession, you know, when the bottom fell out of the housing market and all that. Thing is, she discovered that her boyfriend was cheating on her with another woman, and that woman was in line to get a job with that McDonald's. I counted that she was going to get that woman. Well, she didn't get the woman, she got 8 or 9 other people. It was mass carnage. And I looked at that and I thought, how could somebody do something like that to those innocent people? And I thought to myself, I want to find out. And there are 2 kinds of story ideas that I have. There are the ones that sort of pop up, and if I don't write them, I forget it. A lot of them, like getting the books or something. And by the same token, although it's more unlikely, some of you could have left your house unlocked, and a crazy person could be in your house right now. And you know where they always go. Upstairs to the bathroom. And tonight, when you get home. See, this is the time capsule. In fact, I can't scare you here because we're all together. You know, it's a communal thing. But sooner or later, you will be alone. And the bathroom is one of those places where you are apt to be alone. And when you get back tonight, I want you to look at your bathtub and say to yourself, did I pull that shower curtain? Or not? I can't remember. You see, so it's still funny, we're still laughing, but later on, think about it, that's how it works. Because, see, the American Insurance Institute is total bullshit. I totally made it up. It gives a bit of verisimilitude, you know, to it. So that's the way that I work my stories, where in the stand. And so I was doing this book called Christy, and we were actually in New York, and I knew Dave Marsh at that time had written a great deal about Bruce, and see, this is the trouble with listening to me. One story leads to another. I think it's called, you know, premature senility. Dave later became part of a rock and roll group that I played in called the Rock Bottom Remainders. Oh man, the world's worst garage band. But the thing is, there were some people in that band, not me, but there were some people in that band that could actually play and sing. The critics were not in that number. One of the most interesting things, saddest things about critics that I learned as a part of the Rock Bottom Remainders was they could write about rock and roll music, but they couldn't sing and they couldn't play. But Dave was a terrific guy, and I knew him from before. And he said to me, Bruce, I'd like to meet you. And I said, that would be cool. So he said, why don't we get together? There's a little pub on the east side of New York. Maybe have a quiet dinner there. It's a small, old-key place. I said, great. So we got together, and we came in, and Bruce was actually at the bar having a night. I got something to drink. We went to a table at the back. It was a nice family place with a wood floor. And we were talking mostly about music, and I was trying not to do my family. Which one?
Pet Cemetery!
You just don't know, and it's not a writer's business to even consider what's going to happen after they finish their work. There's no rhyme or reason to it. I've often marveled at the fact that when John D. MacDonald, the writer that I sort of idolized, when he died, his books almost disappeared at once from the racks. And the same thing happened with Robert Ludlum. On the other hand, Agatha Christie is apparently a perennial. She goes on from generation to generation. Great storytellers, all of them, but Christie stays and some of the other ones go. Somerset Maugham, great storyteller. A lot of people don't even remember who he was. He had a remark that haunts me. He said, somebody asked him what he thought his place was in the canon of great writers, and he said, I am in the first row of the second rank. I think that was a remark that would haunt anybody. So I do my work. That's the important thing, because you only have so much time when God shuts you up. So you work when you have it. I'm just grateful that, there's stories that come in here that's one of the listen, but as to what won't last and what lives on, there's no way to say it's impossible. One more.
Just a quick reminder that afterwards there's no rush to get out, and we're going to dismiss by rows so you can stay in your seats. Just so the fire marshals are happy with that.
Remember,
Storm the lobby.
Get your book. You're going to like it so much you're going to want to buy another one. Word. Word now. And buy some other ones. You buy the farmer's book on mine first. Okay, go ahead. One last question.
The final question is from Shoshana of Brooklyn, New York. What do you do when you feel like you're not succeeding at your latest project? For inspiration.
Oh, I used to drink. That worked for a while. Wait for tomorrow. That's what I do. I wait for tomorrow.
Well, I am out of the Stephen King event, and he spoke quite eloquently, actually. I didn't think he was that funny of a person, and I was thoroughly surprised by the stories he told. From Bruce Springsteen to his love of rock and roll, to the love of the Boston Red Sox, to his writing process, the stories he has, being America's boogeyman. It was a good event. I'm very glad that he decided to have New Jersey be his stop for his book tour. Unfortunately, I didn't get a autograph copy, and I have people behind me talking, which is fine. I didn't get an autograph copy, simply because what he did is that he signed 400 copies of the book, and there was 1,500 people allowed into the event. And what they did is that they put the 400 copies of the autograph book interspersed with the other books. So it was kind of like luck of the draw. If you got one, cool. If you didn't, oh well. But you got the book. And the thing was, though, is that while I was able to take a photo of the autograph, I have pictures and video that will last me a long time. So thank you to Michelle Chen for allowing me to cover this event. And on to the next book. Bye, everyone.